One other thing that we did with the Hu Tek Energy and what I'm using it for, and that might sound really funky now, but my wife is into creating entities that you can put to work that do something for you. And that might sound weird from the get-go, and I certainly, believe me, it's not something that comes naturally to me. And when we created this entity that I'm going to talk about in a second, I just thought, what nonsense is this? That now, but again, what do you do for your wife? Huh? So one of those things that we did, and we created an entity for my online store, which is Wizard Headquarters. It's an online magic store, and it's doing really well. But one of the things that we have, let's say as an employee per se, is an entity called Wizzy that my wife insisted we creating for this business. So, and the interesting thing about this is, let's roll back a little. The entity was created with the purpose of bringing business to the web store to help the business grow to be the web store very successful. And while I certainly do a lot of things with marketing and support that also attribute to its success, there's one thing that I noticed related to this particular entity that is a little strange, and I'm not sure if I really believe it is just a pure coincidence, but it's been a consistent thing. That's why I'm beginning to think maybe it's not. We have this entity, and whenever I send the Hu Tek energy to this entity, which by the way is a little purple stone, just in case you wonder. So this little purple stone called Wizzy, whenever I send the Hu Tek energy to it, with the image that it puts energy into my website, I visualize my website with it, my store with it, and then basically have Wizzy and Magic, the Magic Store, surround the entire planet. And that's something I do in my mind, but I energize this whole image with Hu Tek energy. And whenever I do that, it's about a day or two later that I see a spike or an uptick in the orders that come in the number of sales that I have in my store. And while granted that can be pure coincidence, but I've been doing this whenever I felt it a little dying out, a little slacking or whatever it was a weaker week. A couple of days after I did that again, it really picked up again. That has been a consistent thing. I've been probably doing this for about a year now, and I've been doing this maybe 6-7 times during the time frame, and every time I did it, that was the impact. And the first time, I didn't think of that. My wife suggested we do that, and I was very skeptical. But we did that, and every single time, it's interesting. So that's definitely an interesting experience. I'm not really sure what I personally make of that yet, but I tend to think there might be something there that escapes normal explanation. So I think the Hu Tek energy has something to do with that.